In this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up delivery. It's an extension to what's already been shown in the administration video, but what this delivery element is going to show you is how you can set up a new delivery and assign to an existing listQ product. So when you first log in, you'll notice the delivery link at the top there. Simply click on the delivery link, and you might already have some deliveries set up. But before you set up any deliveries, the first thing you need to do is look at your package types. So click on your package types, and you might have some already set up there. But to actually create a new one, you just simply click on that plus icon in the corner, and then enter the name of the delivery that you want. So I'm going to enter a special delivery, and then you can assign a weight to that delivery. So what that will do is it will look at the weight of the product and then look at how many lots of that delivery, i.e. that packing type, is required to deliver that product. So if you're packing, say, 0.5 kilogram item like a pull-up banner or maybe a Foamex hanging board or something like that, then you might want to correspond that to the weight of the specific item, just like we have with the tube here grayed out in the background. Once we save that, that then becomes available to assign to that product. So at this point, we don't actually have to go into listQ, into the product builder, to assign the products. We can do that at this point here. So for example, in my drop down there, I can assign my test product to my tube, or I can assign my test product to my special. Now you can assign the same product to multiple delivery, or I should say delivery packing types. And what that means is it will look at the best, most cost-effective form of delivery. If you had that link to, say, pallet and parcel and tubes and special, if you've got a bulk job with lots and lots and lots of these products, then it might think that it's best to pack it on pallets. If there's slightly less, put it into parcels. If there's slightly less, put it into tubes. And if it's a one-off, then obviously it would put it onto the special. So you can assign multiples, and by doing that, that's already assigned to that product, and then we can return back to the delivery list. The on-queue element here is only available for those that do auto pricing in the system, and those that do auto pricing in the system will already have those ticks linked. So you don't have to have those ticks linked for those products that are specifically for listQ, so you can obviously mix and match between. Now if we click return at this point, it takes us back to the delivery area, and what we can do now is we can click on our zones, and in our zones you might have some already set up for certain countries. But in the drop-down delivery type here, you'll now have your new added packing types in there. So what we need to do now is say, what zones are we delivering these to? So if we select our special, you can base that on distance if you're delivering via a van, and you start at 0. So when you click on that, start at 0, and then click add another, and then you can then say up to 50 miles, add another, and then you can say up to 100 miles. Or if it's purely overnight delivery, like a parcel, special parcel packed, you can then just say add country-based zone, and you can say, right, I'm going to deliver to the UK, and in the UK, the countries that I want to allocate in that are England, Scotland, Wales. But I might not want to add Northern Ireland because I might want to keep that a separate delivery. So I can actually set Northern Ireland up again as a separate cost entity for my special packaging delivery, because there might be some air freight involved in that. So at this point, I can click OK. That adds in my country-based zone, or my distant-based zone at this point. Click return. That takes me back to the delivery list again, and at this point now I can now click add price matrix. So simply select that, select the delivery type, so this is the packing type that we've created right the way back, and then select the appropriate priority. Now once we've set the first one up, you can then set it up for 10 AM, 9 AM and noon, next day, whatever. So recreate this price matrix every time that you want to do it per delivery slot, so that when the buyer who's creating the quotation selects next day any time, it will select obviously the appropriate one if they decide they want it before 9 AM, but only enter the ones that you can provide pricing for. So I'll select standard next business day anytime, click OK, and now you can see here I've got one item. One item I could say costs £10, but what I can also do at this point is say, let's add another break. So if I've got more than one item, I can say I've got 2 items. And when I get to 2 items, I could be charging that out at £7.50. I could then add again and say, well, actually at 5 items, the price then comes down to £7 and so on. And once you're happy with your matrix for that delivery time zone, click Save, OK, return back to the delivery screen, and you'll see there now, look, we have our standard next business day anytime tube. And if I wanted to add in a 9 AM or 10 AM, I simply click on Add Price Matrix again, select that delivery type, that packing type we set up earlier, and then select either noon, 10 AM or 9 AM. If you try to set the same one up again, it will warn you. And then we can set one up for noon, click OK, and say for noon that's going to be £15, click Save, return, and I now have one set up for noon. Now, because I've already linked those to my listQ product, if I go back to my packing types, you'll see there, look, I linked them earlier to those 2 delivery consignments. If I go and click on listQ now, click on the product category, you'll see there, look, those are already linked. But even at this point, I can delete by clicking on the little X, or I can add another delivery type. So I might decide, well, actually, let's put those on pallets as well. So it's going to look at those 3 delivery tiers and pick the best one for that job. And that's setting up a packing type, delivery costs, and linking them to a listQ product.